I'm Liz McNeil, Communications and Public Affairs Director for the Oklahoma House of Representatives. You're watching Under the Dome. This week was deadline week. Over 300 bills had to pass through the House floor. Today, 46 are still left. We will highlight just a few.
HJR 1062, what it does is it makes sure that the people of the state of Oklahoma have an opportunity to vote on whether or not to repeal Article 2, Section 5 of our state constitution. As many people would understand it, this was the provision our state Supreme Court used in determining that the Ten Commandments monument had to be removed from the state capitol grounds. So that's what it does, is it just puts it to a vote of the people. Special interest groups, they're going to use Article 2, Section 5 of the state constitution to have more lawsuits against counties, cities, and school districts regarding anything that has religious content. So I can see why they're adamantly opposed to removing this provision, because that takes away their grounds for the numerous lawsuits they will be filing going forward.
House Bill 2531 is the Oklahoma Retail Protection Act. Its job is to help protect our Oklahoma businesses, those businesses that hire our citizens, and it goes and levels the playing field and removes a financial incentive we give to our citizens to actually shop outside of our state. This is a bill that's supported by pretty much all of Oklahoma businesses. Cities are for it, the Municipal League is for it. Oklahoma retailers and Oklahoma businesses have been crying out for this legislation for years. It's been talked about at a federal level. The federal level's kicked it back to the state, so we're trying to respond as the state legislature to go out and protect those Oklahoma businesses who are investing back in our communities.
Both the House Republicans and Senate Republicans endorsed a plan that's backed by Governor Fallin to tap the state's rainy day fund to help ease this year's budget cuts to schools and prisons.
The deepened revenue failures that we've experienced with the prolonged collapse of the energy sector and its trickle-down effect throughout Oklahoma's economy has certainly affected our state agencies, but in particular education and certainly the Oklahoma Department of Corrections.
Anything we take out of it now is something we won't have to use in the future until good times return, and so we have to be very cautious. And I believe this plan does that. It meets the needs, but it also is cautious about not depleting the entire rainy day fund. We know already that we have $1.3 billion less to spend in the budget we're building for next year than what we had for this current year, and so we know that we face those challenges. Last year, when we had $611 million less to build our budget than the year prior to that we didn't cut schools last year. Their budget was held flat. They did not receive a cut last year. That meant higher cuts to many other agencies in order to do that, but it was because education was a priority with the Republican leadership of this state, and that's how the House and Senate and Governor were able to reach that agreement last year. And this again exhibits the priority that we place on the school children of our state.
Thank you for joining us in this week's Under the Dome. I'm Liz McNeil.